Oh, Jesus. God bless everybody for this morning. I believe that you are up and you are ready for the next move of God in your life. There is a word I want to share with you. There's a word I want you to hear. There's a word I want you to know. There is something that God has destined for you that nobody can stop. I read a scripture in Acts chapter 27. Now in Acts chapter 27, the Bible said that, and God did something miraculous. And what God did that was miraculous was something that God spoke to Paul. Now the Bible said that Paul, as a prisoner, was going to stand trial before a judge. And the Bible said that Paul advised the soldiers and the guys that the weather is not good, so we shouldn't go. And the Bible said he pressed them because Paul was a prisoner and his advice would not be taken. Now the Bible said in Acts chapter 27 verse number 24 and 23, the Bible said that on a severe storm, and people were perplexed in the ship, but Paul rose up and made a statement and spoke to them that a night like this an angel of the Lord spoke to me. So Paul advised them that the ship they are in will not make it, but they will make it. Now this is my point. It looked very abnormal for a ship carrying you not to make it, but you will make it. It looked very abnormal. Quite abnormal for you to understand that a man is telling you that says the Lord, that you are in a ship on a deep sea. He said the ship will not make it, but you are going to make it. The ship will not make it, but you will make it. Now it looks quite frustrating for the other prisoners to accept, and very quite frustrated for the people also with Paul to accept that they are going to make it. Now this is like a prophecy telling Paul that yes, you will not make it, the ship will not make it, but you will make it. I know that most of us are in this world where everything around us, anything we touch, seems like it's not going to work. But I want you to understand that everything that will not make it, anything that you are relying upon, your job may not make it, but you will make it. It doesn't make sense because most of us depend upon our job to live. We depend upon people to live. We depend upon a lot of things. Now at this point the Bible said that, and Paul stood up in the midst of the calamity, in the midst of the storms, in the midst of the aggravation, in the midst of the wind blowing against the ship, and people were crying. Paul stood up and said, take courage, my brothers, for none of us will die. Because he said that tonight an angel of the Lord spoke to me. An angel of the Lord spoke to me, and the angel said, Paul, none of you will die. The ship will not make it, but you will make it. Now it does not look very well for a ship that you are relying in to make it, and you are not going to make it. But you see, but when the word of the Lord comes, sometimes it will not match your present condition. Anytime God speaks to you, sometimes it will not match what you are going through. Because God will say you are rich when you know that there's not a dime in your pocket. God will say that you are healthy when you know that you are not feeling well in your body. God will tell you that you are going far when everything looks slow for you. When things are very quiet, God will tell you that things are moving well. So whatever God says sometimes does not match with your present condition or your situation. And this is the reason why most people cannot accept what God says, because they try try to align what God says with what they are going to or where they are, I want you to understand that the omniscient knows more. God sees your future. That's why I've decided to speak to you this morning. I'm praying, so this time I'm not going to be on Periscope for too long. When the Spirit of the Lord lead me, I will come. But I want you to get this in your spirit, that every time that you see that something around you is not making it, it doesn't mean you will not make it. Oh yes. Sometimes the very thing you are relying on, the very thing that you are trusting on, the very thing that you are